seem tired. Would you...
Looks like we're running out of time for this storage.
Miss...
Your talk with the investor sure... Oh?
Allow me to...
Pleased to meet you.
Likewise! We've heard the owner of Chiori...
Thank you. So tell...
well...
Ugh.
I know,
Yes.
but how could I pass it up?
And therein...
Yes, but just put yourself in my shoe. The budgets that the others had proposed were nowhere near enough. It's difficult to find someone willing...
Don't be sad, Xavier. We might be able to help...
Oh, thank you, Paimon. That means a lot to me.
We need to move on. What's happened?
What? You're...
No, that's not what I mean. The actors... Really?
We Malazines live in Mary's...
Oh, it must be pretty tough.
We are so thoughtful. But some Malazines choose to live in the court of Fontaine because it's so much more convenient.
This is our stop.
Oh, we've arrived. I also enjoyed Able.
Thank you so much. I'm usually working here on this aqua bus, so I hope I'll have the chance to see you again. There are still many more places I'd like to introduce to you.
Welcome to the Court of Fun. Chiori, you sure? I haven't realized it's been so long.
Thank you for extending the invitation, Mr. Xavier. I'm looking forward to a fruitful trip here in Fontaine.
It's an honor to have the head of the Kamisato class.
So they're who you meant when you said you had...
Oh? It's the Traveler. Wow, what a coincidence! Ayaka and I were just...
We just ran into Xavier earlier.
But I'm not an actress. Sir Kamisato and Lady Ayaka...
About that, I mean, how was I supposed to... So I could only keep you in the back of my mind while I sought other actors.
I had been thinking about a surprise reunion with you during our trip here. But you still managed to
Oh, so you all know each other already. My, what? Why don't we go to Hotel de Boer and catch up over a meal?
Huh? Did you?
Yes, of course, of course.
Very well. Then please.
Wow, the buildings in Fontaine are so tall. Just look at how... And there's the fountain that Aval mentioned earlier. And look at that huge spinning sphere. No way! I'm not guessing. Fresh fruit, sweeter than syrup. I'll take a guess. Take a guess. No way! I'm not guessing. All in a day's work. I'll catch up.
I've never seen anything like. I simply could not believe it.
We cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
So this is what food from Fontaine is like. It sure is different from what we have in Inazuma.
Yes. When I first went to Ina...
Let's get back to the purpose of this trip for.
Well, I've already assembled most of the film.
Oh, it's called The Two Musketeers, right? I read the script you said.
Originally, I was planning to start filming as soon as Sir...
Oh?
It has to do with the film's investor, Mr. Morris.
It said that Fontaine's.
Well, I'm still more concerned about filming. Even if I were to take him...
Then, is there a way.
I've considered that option too, but...
Mr. Xavier, if Ayaka and I were willing to perform for free, would that resolve the problem you are currently facing?
What? No, out of the question.
There's no need to worry, Mr. Xavier. My brother and I had actually... Inazuma has only recently reopened its borders, and
Indeed.
I understand, but...
Not at all. While we're officially here to conduct a cultural survey, this film will serve as proof of friendly cooperation. If you still don't feel comfortable with this arrangement.
All right. I'll do as you say. Thank you.
Come on now, no need to go that far. I'll also help you out as a brand sponsor. Me too, even though I didn't bring much more.
You are too kind, all of you.
Ew. All right, enough about that. Now that we have... So, instead of...
Oh, but how?
All right. Pull yourself together, Xavier. Tell us if there are still any open positions left.
All right. Let me think. I originally wanted to personally serve as director, but I've been too busy working as the...
Paimon knows what the director and the logistics support person.
The clapper loader is responsible for using the clapperboard to record and organize the information of each shot. When the...
Clapperboard?
Yes, that's right.
For sure, Paimon's...
All right. Then you'll be our clapper loader. I can find someone from the...
Oh, fine by me. As for our camera...
Oh, she's great when it comes to using a camera.
Yes, that's also what I was thinking. I noticed the Traveler had an eye for...
I'm sure that's due to the traveler's journey across Devat, and I'll...
What do you say, Traveler? Are you interested in the job? Thank you. It really means a lot to me. Come on, friend. Let me give you a big warm hug.
So, all that's left for us to find...
Oh, me! I want to be the director's assistant.
All right, then all we need is a director.
Oh, Farina helped out a theater troupe recently by serving as an...
Do you really...
Isn't that the name of Fontaine's Hydro Archon?
Yep, that's her. She helped out a theater troupe.
Well,
I saw that musical. Her performance was perfect. Don't let her former identity intimidate you.
Fine. You're right, Chiori. Then I'll have to ask the Traveler and Paimon to show me the way to...
Do you need us to also come
No, there's no need to trouble you with this. Besides, you've just Just leave this task to me.
Very well.
I'll go with you. By the way...
And don't worry, we won't simply drop you off at Farina's place.
All right, then I'll start making
A gift for someone who was once seen as...
I recall that Lady Farina once fancied a clockwork ring.
Huh? Can't we just...
But wouldn't that...
Isn't the Fontinalia Festival happening right now? To do something like that, I agree with Yoimiya. If the gift is too...
All right then, let's go back.
But will that really be enough?
You're right. We need to...
Huh? You want something even sweeter than Fontana?
Yes. We'll need a gift that's...
Well, what could that be? When will Lenny and Lynette do another show?
Someone needs assistance.
We're here!
Okay, I'll go knock on the door.
Who?
Lady Farina...
Hello. Oh, is that the Traveler in Paimon I see?
I'm Chiori.
Ah, the one from Chioria Boutique. Huh. So, what are you all doing here? Do you need something?
Did you just get up, Farina? It's already Huh? Oh, Paimon means the weather is so nice in the afternoon and the sun is so warm. Just like how you make us feel. Sleeping in late is a really smart idea.
No.
This is a...
No need to be so formal.
That's great! Given your
Oh?
Yes, but for this particular project, I'm mainly...
Are the traveler and
Yep, we sure are.
camera operator. That can be a pretty technical... No, I'm not questioning your ability.
Maybe you can... If she can satisfy you with her camera skills?
You sure are getting better at rolling with the situation, Paimon. Alright, how about this? Well, very good. It's essential for the camera operator to understand the director's vision. Are you ready? I have high standards, you know. Okay, grab the camera and I'll... Oh, it appears that all the shots had a great composition.
Yeah! Does that mean you agreed?
Did you think I would agree just like that? In fact, I've already had several troops approach me for the Fontanalia Film Festival. If others were to find out...
Hey, but didn't we have a deal? What else?
Well...
Huh?
You know, how much you're willing to pay me to be...
Well, I can offer you this much?
What? That's all? If Nervylet were to hear of this...
I'm sorry, but our crew...
I see. Well, even though it's highly
our script is an adaptation of...
Wait, You mean the suspense thriller novel?
Oh, so Farina's
Of course I read it. I've always... I see. It all makes sense now.
Not really. The novel's author transferred the copyright to me practically for free once he heard that I wanted to make a film adaptation of the story. The lack of budget is due to another.
He probably just wants to get his name out there. So, it reminds me of a delivery courier who wears one of my designs while traveling.
So, are you a big fan?
Well, it's all right. Ahem, Mr.
As much.
Good. Then I'm free to alter.
Absolutely, no problem.
All right. It seems that you're...
So, you...
Yes, I agree. Although the pay is well below what some... I mustn't let a perfectly good story be ruined due to lack of funds.
Oh, Hydro...
There's no more Hydro Archon, you know. There's a lot that goes into shooting a film. Although the trickiest tasks of finalizing the script and casting the... And by the way, since we'll be filming The Two Musketeers, we'll need to find an action...
Yes, I've thought about this as well. I was hoping that you might know someone...
Me? If this... Navia can also use firearms, but unfortunately, her style is quite different.
Could we ask the Special Security and Surveillance?
Oh, you mean the Special Patrol's Musketeers?
Yes, that's right. They work with muskets every day. I can't think of anyone more qualified than them.
They would be under Nervilette's jurisdiction. Unfortunately, So...
No need to go to all that trouble. I know their Captain Chevres.
Oh, you do? Wait, Chiori, how do you know the cat?
No particular reason. Running a business means dealing with some trouble from time to time, and she's helped me out on a few. In return, I've helped her handle a few situations in which the Special Patrol...
So you're saying there's been times when the Special Patrol needed a fashion designer to handle a situation? Your work is becoming more and more mysterious.
It'd be best to keep it that way. Anyway, enough about that. What do you all think about asking the captain to be our musket action choreographer?
She sounds professional enough.
But I imagine the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol must...
Well, it just so happens that she's also not the kind of person that's just after Mora. As for whether she has time...
Then I'll leave that to you. Macaroni's on sale today.
No problem.
Having Farina join feels like a big boost to our team!
Of course. Just wait until the day of our premiere. You'll witness the true power of my name in these lands. I'll be sure to ask some people I know to see if they'd be willing to act as extras.
Seems like you're finally getting more comfortable with your own...
I didn't ask for the clapper loaders.
Then let's get going. I happen to know where Chevres is.
By the way, I'm curious. If my pay is so low, then what about...
Actually, they told us that they see the trip as part of a cultural exchange.
What? So is every person in Tevat who doesn't want money gathered here to
I already knew Xavier from before. And he's also agreed to give my...
It seems the gods have really smiled upon you, Xavier. And that certainly doesn't include me, mind you.
Huh? Isn't that Charlotte? Who's your...
Be pleased with the cherry on top, Charlotte! I read that a gang of criminals tricked the Gardamex by disguising themselves as... I've invested all my savings into graph adversarial technology, and even I'm begging you like the beggiest beggar.
I need you to calm down a little, Miss Lapine, Pauline. I admire your passion for your research, and I don't mean to, but I'm afraid I'm not joking.
It sounds like they're just discussing.
Funnily enough, I actually remember being in a meeting where the editing team was debating the potential, but to our surprise, they fully supported us printing it. They figured that the false intel would be a great way to dupe potential criminals into wearing ridiculous costumes when breaking the law. In truth, Gardamex are extremely sophisticated in their... Since we ran that story, the Maison Gardiennage has made a slew of arrests, including, one phantom blubber beast. So I knew this story had helped out law enforcement. But this is the first time I'm learning of an innocent citizen being deceived by it. And investing...
Uh-oh. She really sounds... Hey, Charlotte!
Traveler, Paimon, it's you! I was in the area taking some photos for a story when I got to talking to Miss Lapine Pauline about her research. She read an article in the Steambird about a criminal who evaded Gardamex detection by disguising themselves as a blubber beast. Inspired by this story, she spent a lot of Mora researching counter-criminal image recognition technology. Her aim was to improve Fontaine's public security by... She was hoping I could write an article to spread awareness about image recognition technology. She even paid me for the article and gave me one of her prototype devices. But unfortunately, it was just a fictional story, and her efforts and aspirations were all in vain. I tried to let her down gently, but she's finding it all very hard to accept.
This is a new situation for us, too. It's such a pity. It seems like the author was only trying...
Wait, Miss Lapine Pauline, what are you doing?
I'm gonna pick a fight with a Gardamex, head to the opera at Biclez, and get a one-way ticket to the Fortress of Meropide. That way, I won't have to repay my debts. It's the only way I can afford to keep on living.
Whoa, there's no need to go that far. I mean, come on, look at you. You wouldn't even dent the Gardamex armor. Actually, instead of going into the technicalities of that, how much did you actually invest? How bad can it really be? Okay, well, escaping to the Fortress of Meropide over a sum like that seems like a last resort. Surely there must be other options.
Not anymore. I used to be an equipment supplier to the Fontaine Research Institute before that blew to pieces, and now I'm just a small-time engineer. I scraped together some savings over the past few years. It's not just my savings that are gone. It's my whole future as a graph adversarial technology specialist and my dreams of becoming... My life is over.
Don't despair, Miss Lapine Pauline. I think I know a way for you to turn this around. This prototype you've given me, the camera lens for image recognition sample collection. It's really quite something. The rapid focal length adjustment is a very useful function in its own right. It's sure to make many journalists... So your research efforts thus far are by no means in vain. The technology...
Really?
Absolutely. I've been working as a journalist for the Steambird for a long time now. No one understands the issue. So keep calm, take heart, and start thinking about mass production. In the meantime, I'll show your invention to all my colleagues.
I can't believe... If this is true, then I can look into setting up a whole camera lens development pipeline. Oh, maybe I should consider taking out another loan. That way, I can rapidly improve the lens production
Come on! Stop daydreaming about your pipelines for a minute. Just take it one step at a time and see how it goes. There's no sense...
And I can probably speak to some people I know and license my image recognition device to a workshop to raise some funds. There's no time to lose. I need to get to work. Early bird gets the worm.
Can you believe her? Paimon's pretty sure our advice went in one ear and out the other.
It's understandable. When inspiration and passion strike at the same time, it's all too easy to throw yourself headfirst into your work and forget about... But don't you worry. I'm gonna write an article on all this, and I'll be checking in on her regularly. Her research has the potential to benefit the entire journalistic community. I'll give her plenty of input to stop her from going down any rabbit holes and make sure mass production of her lens can begin as soon as possible.
It's reassuring to know that you'll be looking out for her, Charlotte.
Actually, you know what? Why don't you two take this prototype lens? It takes the right person to get the most out of a new technology. In your hands,
Thanks a lot, Charlotte. What a nice surprise. We were just curious about what you got.
You're welcome. I got something out of this too. The boundaries between real news reports and news-like fiction must not be Yes, that's how I'll phrase it to the editors when I give them my feedback. Let's hope we don't miss...
All right. She's over there. The one with an eye patch reading in front of the newsstand.
Oh, her! Paimon could
Please wait here for a moment.
working, but is...
Just trust me.
Oh, alright. Chiori sure is a mysterious person.
The court of Fontaine isn't particularly tolerant of visitors from overseas, so it isn't easy for even a local like me just trying to make a film has to face.
Reading on the job?
Detective novel.
One main character?
No. Multiple. Branching storyline.
I see. How's...
One of the main characters is about to make a choice that will affect the rest of his life.
Any way to speed things up?
You know that doesn't depend on me. It all comes down to what the character
Which is exactly why I'm here to...
All right. It appears... Halt!
Huh? What's going on?
Hand over whatever you're holding.
Oh, it's just a book.
Then I'm sure you wouldn't mind letting me have...
Excuse me, officer. I don't mind you standing around here, not purchasing anything, but I'd prefer if you didn't disturb...
Don't give me that act. You won't be able to get off... I am Chevras, captain of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. I will say this one last time. And before you do anything unwise, let me remind you that I'll have you on the ground before you can even think about making a run for it.
All right. I'll give... But please let me say something first. If there's any contraband in that book, then the shopkeeper here is the one who slipped it in. I don't have anything to do with this.
Why, you... trying to leave me on the hook, huh?
Save it for the interrogation room. Take them away, Letelier.
What's going on here? 1 second you're reading a book and the
And who are... Oh! Aren't you the traveler who's been all over the... Maybe I can let... Now that Vacher has been brought to justice, no new shipments of synth will be made and distributed to sellers. The Fontaine guards have been busy collecting the remaining synths still circulating on the market. Thanks to a tip from our reliable source here, this should be the very last bet.
Oh, so you were pretending to read a book in order to catch the bad guys! Oh! Paimon almost forgot to introduce ourselves. Paimon is Paimon.
Hey, I'm Chevras. You probably already heard me introduce myself, so I won't bother repeating it.
Yeah, why didn't you make a move as soon as you had the chance?
No, I wanted to see if the shopkeeper would turn himself in first. All he had to do was come up to me and say that he didn't know where the synth had come from.
He had the whole day to turn the synth over to Chevras. But instead, the moment I came up and blocked...
Yep, he made the wrong choice. Even though the right choice was...
But you knew that...
Yeah, I knew. I was... Enough about that, though. What did you want to ask me about?
Oh, you see, it's like this.
The Two Musketeers. You certainly have a good eye for a story. So what do you need me to do? Just be the action choreographer for the actors?
Yes, that's right. I want to make sure we get all the details right. I want the actor's posture and understanding of firearms to be as realistic as possible. However, I'm afraid this work will require a bit of your time, since you'll have to be present whenever we're filming. Also, as for the pay...
No need to say any more. I'll...
Huh? Just like that?
Really? You're willing to help us with our humble film project?
Sure, it's no big deal. As I said, we've wrapped up our... Besides, I personally really like this novel. I even have the collector's edition at home. Stories where justice prevails over evil never get old for me.
Then we've got a deal?
Yes, I'll see you on set tomorrow.
Oh my! I can hardly believe it! I should tell Lady Farina immediately. Oh, and I must tell...
Calm down, Xavier. Still, I should also head back now.
Alright, guess that's it for...
Traveler, Paimon, please stay for a moment.
Then I'll take Xavier back. Poor thing. He's so excited that he can't even walk straight anymore. I don't want to spend our first day fishing our producer out of the fountain. He'd better.
So what did you want to tell us, Chevres?
Have you read The Two Musketeers? The story is about a pair of children born into the household of a baron, and their struggle to survive together and take revenge for their mother. They were raised at the baron's estate, where their mother worked as a maid. The two were illegitimate children that the baron had with the maid, so they were never treated well by anyone. One day, upon returning home, they found their mother had been murdered and left dead on the floor. It was quite evident that the culprits were the other members of the baron's household, who never had any kind words to say to them. However, the baron was able to exert his influence and keep the whole thing under wraps. The mother's death was eventually deemed as a suicide, and there was no chance of bringing her murderers to justice. The two siblings decided to flee and someday avenge their mother. Many years later, members of the baron's family suddenly started turning up dead one after the other, all killed by gunshot. A rainbow rose was found on each of the victims' bodies, being the flower that the kid's mother liked best. The baron believed that the mother's soul had come to take vengeance on him, so he lived in fear each day. But it was actually those two siblings who had fled all those years ago. They relied on each other to survive. They used all of their abilities to collect evidence and clues before executing their plan and exacting revenge on the baron.
That's quite an exhilarating...
Yep, the baron got what he deserved for his evil deeds, and justice was able to prevail. It was...
Oh, so is that why you were so willing to join our cruise?
You could say it was one of the
Oh, you mean there were...
I've read the reports about you. Whether it was at the trials, you've shown that you've got a strong sense of justice. Yes, you're as sharp as I There's been a recent murder case involving muskets. The perpetrator's methods appear to...
Huh? Really?
The Marechaussee Phantom hasn't yet released any information to the public, because the investigation is currently at a standstill. The
A murder involving firearms? But not that many people use those in Fontaine, right?
Impossible. We perform a routine inspection of our firearms and ammo reserves every day. If one of the weapons had been fired, it would stick out like a sore thumb. Besides, I trust the members of my platoon. However... Well, that's all...
Huh?
I hope you all can go back and get some shut-eye. You can decide tomorrow whether or not you'd like to join the... I'm aware this might not be the ideal time to add more to your plate, but The more capable people we have, the better the chances that justice... Carrying out investigations isn't actually supposed to be our responsibility. Our job is to apprehend the perpetrators. Finding them is really up to the Marechaussee. I don't want people to see muskets in a negative way, and also, I'm concerned about the similarity between the crimes and the story.
You mean, they might be connected?
I suspect so. Just to make myself clear, this is not an order, nor is it a deal of any kind. If you two have any interest in the case after we finish filming tomorrow and are willing to assist me, then I would be most grateful.
What do you think, Traveler? Yeah, you're right. Paimon's getting a little tired, too. We've really been hustling all day.
You'd better head back and get some rest. It's good to keep a calm mind, especially when you're... Otherwise, when the moment comes, you might end up like that shopkeeper and not...
Let's dance.
No one escapes my sights! Whirling snow!
Let the show begin.
My apologies! Sakura swirl!
I must leave no stone unturned.
No escape! Whirling snow! My apologies. Kamisato art. Sumetsu. Ha! Go, go, Baron Bunny! Whirling snow! Yeah! My apologies. Sakura swirl. Take flight. My apologies.
As a dutiful maid would. Take flight! Today is a lucky day.
Yeah, right.
It's finally time to meet up with everyone. Paimon even dreamt of making the film last night. If Paimon remembers... Ayaka! Ymira! You're...
Good morning. Xavier said yesterday afternoon went well.
Yeah, and how...
After we split up, I was originally thinking, so I rode the aqua bus with you. Yeah, you wouldn't believe what we saw there. Two mechanical puppets that were dancing together. Yeah, those two. We sat and watched for quite...
Oh, it was the same for us.
Afterwards, we went swimming at the beach. Well, diving. I held Ayaka's hand and we counted down together. At first, I didn't dare to open my mouth. But once I couldn't hold my breath any longer, before I knew it, I was breathing like normal down there. It was an amazing feeling. Ayaka said I was too nervous and needed to loosen my... I knew that the Traveler could do it, so I had no doubt we could do it too. That helped me feel at ease. The underwater world in Fontaine truly is beautiful. I love seeing the Romaritime flowers blossoming underwater. Yeah, and there were so many creatures, like those fish that shimmer like a sword.
Oh, you mean Hunter's Rays and Blubber Beast.
I just love the name Blubber Beast.
Yoimiya was down there for quite a while.
Yeah, even I was worried But as soon as I woke up today, Speaking of the film...
My brother and Xavier were speaking to the restaurant owner about using the place as a filming location. As for the we're here.
Please excuse my tardiness. I just finished the special patrol.
Wait, 6?
Good morning, everyone. Morning. Can some...
Sure. No, you can't go anywhere. Please, have a seat.
I can get the coffee. It's the perfect job for
So much energy.
Oh, Yoimiya's always like that. But you sure...
Of course not. I spent the whole night reading the novel from cover to cover.
Wow. Paimon didn't expect...
Well, I was the biggest star in all of Fontaine after all. It takes more than just a pretty face to earn. I went all out when I was acting as an Archon, so why wouldn't I do the same for my own life?
Here's your coffee, Director Farina.
Oh, thank you. The sound of being called director, and the aroma of...
Ah, it seems everyone has managed to arrive.
We've reached an agreement with the restaurant owner. We are free to use the second floor to shoot our film.
Really? That's great!
He is really looking forward to our film, and hopes that providing his restaurant as a filming location will attract... Well then, Mr. Xavier, I'll leave the rest...
Okay, thanks. First, I'd like to introduce our new... This is our prop manager, Veronique. She'll be in charge of all the films. And this is Bono, our lighting technician. He'll be in charge...
Wow. Sure feels like we have some real professionals.
First of all, please allow me to first express my sincerest gratitude to... When my investor informed me yesterday that he wouldn't be... I had no idea that I'd find so many people willing to help me on such...
No need to be so cordial, Mr. Xavier. We're all...
Your works made a profound impression on me when I saw them back in Inazuma. I am sure that someday, this film will be remembered as...
Yes, the story is the reason I agreed to join.
Anyway, I would like to make a promise to everyone that as the producer of this film, I'll do whatever I can to... This is not just my film. It also embodies the thoughts and feelings of every person here, as well as the endless effort. So, without further ado, the Two Musketeers... You may take it from here, Director Farina.
All right. Listen up, the first scene takes place when the two young musketeers are living at the Baron's home, still unaware of all that is about to happen to them. We'll need props and lighting to set the scene.
Whoa. Seems Farina's really kicking things into gear as the director.
Is everyone clear? I don't want anyone traipsing around the set like umbrella finches. All right. Cameras will start rolling as soon as the set is ready. Let's make a not the kind of waves that drown people. I mean, the good kind of waves.
Seems like she's still a bit traumatized by that. Anyway, let's go see if there's anything we can do to...